So we're calling you Sasha?
Yeah. Sasha Zanatti.
All right. Sasha.
Yes.
Sasha, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Everywhere, but I recently moved back here 2 years ago.
To Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your family growing up.
A regular, pretty open family. My mom, she's very sexual, very...
Oh, she is?
Yes, so
Is that where you get it from?
Yes. I always see people looking at her, think that she looks pretty and stuff, so I'm like, I wouldn't be like that. Of course, she wouldn't allow me to dress or be that way, but I just was taking quiet note.
But your parents were married?
Yes.
And are still married, or?
Yes.
They are? Okay.
Yes.
So just a very
normal,
free, sexual...
Yes. I don't know, because I didn't try to exercise sexual stuff, but I knew that if I did try to do it, I don't think anybody would have tried to stop me. So no.
Yeah. And your sexual life started at what age?
About 18 years old.
So fairly normal.
Normal, yes. 18 years old. I didn't have sex until then, but I knew leading up to that, 16, 17, I knew that I wanted to like, okay, my dad he used to have like these porn magazines. So I would see them under the sink in the bathroom, and I'm like, I want to be in one of those. They were doing all these crazy things, like peeing on stuff, like a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I want to do that. I like that. So I knew.
You think you got that from your mom?
I didn't get that from my mom. I got it from a magazine under my dad's sink. But I felt like my mom does that when I go to sleep. I don't know. But I'm like, hey, they look happy. So it was just something that when I got older, I knew. I went through my life not being too sexual. But I knew once I got 18 and I got on my own and I was able to do my own thing, I was going to be like that. I knew that. I knew I wanted to be in Playboy. I had all of these ideas of things that I wanted to do. However, once I got 18, I said, I don't want Playboy to be the end all be all. I want a little bit more. I want to see what I can do. So I actually got into being a street mate model. And from there...
Like a cam model.
Yes. My whole entire sexual world opened up. My income opened up. My freedom opened up. Everything opened up. Because before that, I was just working regularly, a regular worker, and I actually went to school. I graduated when I was 16, and I went to college. And once I got 18, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is something here. I like this. This is a way to make money, and I don't have to leave my house. I don't have to do anything like that. So I liked it. And when I first started, I was making about $500 a week. And that was okay for me, for an 18-year-old. And I lived alone, and I was doing well. I was never behind. My bills were paid. Everything was okay. And I would literally just open up my laptop, turn on my camera, talk to people. Sometimes it's a little bit more than that. But, once I saw that I couldn't make income from it, I said, I don't want this to be all. I don't want to cage myself in with this. I want to do something more. So from the streaming, I actually had a regular person that would see me often. He actually told me, hey, my wife and I were having a swing wedding. And I didn't know what that was. So I tried to be cool and act like I knew what it was. And I asked what it was. And he told me the gist of it. Basically, they were going to have a mock wedding. They had been married for 20 years. And they wanted to have a fake wedding, but everybody would be naked. So that was my first introduction into swing. I was hosting that wedding, basically. I didn't involve myself with anything. I don't want you to think like it's a wild orgy or something like that. It was. I just wasn't in it.
But that's what exposed you to this swinger lifestyle?
Yeah. And I wasn't looking at it like, this is terrible, this is bad. I was looking at it like, that person's having sex with their husband, that person's having sex with their husband while that person's also doing it. And everybody's cool with that. It looked like some type of scene out of a Greek movie or something. I don't know. It was just, I felt weird because I was the only one sitting there not doing anything. So, but that was my first introduction into swing lifestyle.
Yeah. And so you're married currently?
Yeah.
You've been married for how long?
Over a decade.
And your husband's cool with this?
He knew that I was into, he didn't know that I was into like swing world because I wasn't in the swing world because I didn't have anybody to swing with. I could have been a unicorn, which is someone who's a single woman who goes into swing and she seeks out other couples and things like that, but I've never been that. Once we got together, we married about 2 years later, and he said, hey, what is this about? Because he would come over, and I worked as a cam girl. And I didn't want to tell him at first because I really liked him. And I'm just like, I don't know if he's like square or how he's gonna take this or how it's gonna go. So I told him about it and he goes, I like that. I really like that. And before that, we lived in the same condo area and the complex, and he actually would see me, but only like, every now and again coming from my car, going to my house. And I typically dress like this. So he just assumed as a neighbor, he lived like 2 buildings down, that I was a stripper. He just thought that about me. So when he finally got over to talk to me or say something nice to me, he goes, are you a stripper? And I said, no, why? He said, because everybody who lives in your building is. And I said, oh, that's nice. They're really pretty women. I didn't know that. And we started talking and I told him what I did. I didn't tell him I was a stripper. I just told him, no, I don't strip. I have a real job. And the more we started to talk, when he would just like show up to my home unannounced, he would see like this huge box lighting or these cameras and stuff because I had really like had my setup game together after a while, and he would just be like, what's going on in here? So then I started to tell him and he goes, why did you think you needed to hide that from me? And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I don't know, I'm an adult, he's an adult. Why would I feel the need to hide from another adult? And I don't know, I felt silly because I spent like 8 months of my life hiding that. And he was just like, do that. But then after we had been dating for about a year, he said, you should grow from that. Like, do something more. Like, don't you want to do something else? And he started researching how to get me in certain magazines and do certain stuff, just asking me what I wanted to do.
So he encourages it.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling threatened by it.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's never said, don't do that. He'll say something is not a good look for the brand. Sometimes he'll be like, we're not going to do that. We're not doing that one. But
aside from a business, like just personally, you guys will go to
swinger. We go, with no camera, with no nothing. We probably go to nudist resorts about once a week, if not 3. But for sure once. Because
you'll go to these parties and you'll meet somebody new and different.
I typically go for newbie night when people are new, and then I typically go again for karaoke night. I love to sing and I don't sing well, so everybody's drunk and I sound good. So I typically go for karaoke night and then I go again for newbie night because I like to meet who's new in swing because sometimes, a lot of the time I have a habit of helping people navigate their way through this life because I haven't had any bad things happen yet, but I've seen some girls getting really lost as unicorns, really lost as just generally. They think that you have to jump in here and just start sleeping with people not to make rank because there is no rank in swing, but there is like when you come places, people do know you. You know what I mean? So like if we were like at the spot right now, people would know who I was. So sometimes when I go and it's newbie night and I see like a nervous person in the corner, I always just run over and grab them and I sit with them for the whole night. And then when people see them sitting with me, they typically try to beeline to that person and then I leave them alone.
At these parties, you'll end up with another partner. Your husband will end up with some other girl?
Typically when I go there, my husband and I, we're really, really into each other. So it does get to that point sometimes, but people think that it's like every time you go somewhere, you're hooking up with someone. No, that's irresponsible. It sounds crazy. If you were living a regular monogamous life without a person and you were just looking for someone, you wouldn't be sleeping with someone every day. You wouldn't be. So in swing, you don't sleep with someone every day. We're not these super hypersexual human beings that people try to make it out to be.
I think that's the assumption.
Yes, it is. But I mean, sexuality does secrete from your pores sometimes. It does. And sometimes I just want to be normal. I just want to go have a good time at a phone party and then people are like humping on my leg and I'm like, ah!
So is it just a way to spice up your relationship with your husband?
No, my relationship was really, really spicy before. The first time that we ever had a situation, we get really into each other when it's just us. But the first time that we ever had a situation is we were at a boat party with our friends. It was just one other couple. And we had all been drinking and having a good time. And I just was the one who was like, we're stepping this up. I don't even know if the people that we were there with were swingers. I just know that she was in adult life. That doesn't necessarily mean someone is okay with seeing you getting it on. So you have to respect the boundaries and you kind of just gotta know or just predict, So we were on a boat for a party, just for a little get together, having drinks, and everybody was pretty jacked up. So I just started like dancing, lots of Spanish music, having a good time. And I started like this is YouTube. I started like taking off my husband's clothes, basically, from the waist down and just doing my own thing, and thank God. Like I said, I don't know if my friends, those particular set of friends were swingers, but thank God good friends don't let friends suck dick alone. Because she was like, she just yanked up her husband, pulled down his pants. He's doing him. I'm doing my husband, and we're doing our own thing. Then my husband and her husband are looking at each other like, what is going on? My husband knows that I'm like, it's sneaky because I will like scoot over in a pool and sit on him or something like that, but it's never like, bam, here it is. Even if we're at a nude resort, I'll scoot over in the jacuzzi or we'll go onto someone's car in the car lot or something like that. So this particular time was the first time that my husband was like, okay, you can't go back from that, all right? So my friend, she's doing her thing, and the guys, look at each other and are like, I don't know how far this is supposed to go. Like, what is this, And they just flip it over, and it just ended like that. So it wasn't a swap, but it was a swing situation, you know what I mean? So, but I can honestly say I am not afraid to be intimate while other people watch. And I'm okay with them watching because I don't practice having sex, but I do like work on how I move my body and fluid, like just being really fluid. So when I know someone is watching me, I'm like, oh yes, okay, this is good. This is really good. This is happening.
So the majority of your, or maybe all of your sexual interactions are with your husband?
Yes, for sure. Mm-hmm.
But you like being around other couples that are doing the same thing?
Yes, while it's happening, yes. I'm okay with that. It doesn't happen often because I'm picky with who I want to see. Like, who I want to see me, anybody can see me. I don't care.
For you, it's more about being watched.
That too.
Or being seen, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And I like seeing other people too live.
And your husband enjoys that as well?
Yes. I don't know if he enjoys seeing other people or not, but I know that he enjoys when other people see me and they're like, wow, she's very beautiful, or wow, she's very talented, or something like that. Because even sometimes people will come up to my husband and go, well, they don't come up to him, but come up to me while I'm with him. Even when we were in Home Depot the other day, somebody goes, wow, you're really pretty. I feel like I know you. What do you do? I said, I'm an adult artist. And he goes, oh, okay, wow, maybe I have seen you. I said, maybe you have. And then he goes, why do you do that? Because some people assume you do it because you need money or you're desperate or you're just like some freaky nymphomaniac or something like that. I said, because I'm really good at it. He said, okay. And he just walks off and I'm like, okay, why do you choose to work here at the Home Depot that you're working at? Like, because you're really good at it. You're really good at pointing and saying, I don't know. I'm not the manager. You're really good at that. So this just so happens to be what I'm really, really good at, and like being a cam model, and it segued into me being in swing life, and people in swing love me and I love them, and we make so many good lifelong friends, dentists, doctors. We met someone in swing who's a dentist, and I chipped my tooth and he's like, hey, come over. And I go in his garage and he's making like dentures in his garage. Like they're really awesome people. And I'm like, okay, cool.
The communities that I don't know what community, I think you hang out at a different community than the one I was at last time.
I've been there before,
You've
too.
Been there, okay.
Yes, and that vibe is exactly the same. I can tell you, it is almost the same around the board, but that vibe is really similar. Yes.
Yeah, very, very pleasant, very free, very easy. Nobody's freaked out and being weird. It just seems to be very healthy almost.
Yes.
For lack of a better word.
Yes, and when you explain that because sometimes when people ask, what do? I just say, I don't know. Do you want to come to my job with me? Or do you want to come with me? Or do you want to see? And there's times where, like, I have my own studio at home where I set up my camera, I have my lighting and everything, and I just stream. I sit there in my bikini, until I'm private or whatever the case may be. And there's sometimes where I have like a family member or something like that, and I've actually brought my family members to the Nudist resort before, a few of them. And I think that they probably thought it was going to be crazy and people are just going to be doing stuff.
I think that's the square assumption.
Yeah. And when they walked in, we went to the club portion first. And so nobody was naked. Everybody was scantily dressed. And I just started dancing. Everybody's coming up to me, hugging me and asking me questions and things, thinking I'm working.
What was your inexperienced relatives'
They said, do
reaction?
you know these people? I said no to my family member. It was a cousin. And
it was a cousin?
3 cousins, actually.
Okay.
2 boys and a female cousin.
How did it go?
And at first when we got there, they're like, okay, they're having drinks. So we got there first. So I made sure we got there early before anybody came in so we could set the tone. I got my table set up, got my drinks. The bartender's my friend. I typically work there. So I'm not working tonight. So I said, I'll bring you guys to my job so you can see what I do when I'm not working.
Working as a bartender?
As a host.
Host, okay.
So basically a host just gets on the mic, make sure everybody's having a good time, walk around, kiss a couple of people in the mouth, I don't know, suck a couple of nipples, and move on with your life. That's what hosts do. Make sure everybody's having a good time. That's what they do. They pay you 10, 15 for that, and then you go, you know. And about my family, we started having drinks early. Everybody's just drinking, a little tequila, having a good time. And then everybody starts turning up a little bit. They start seeing certain stuff going on, you know. And they're like, okay, so people just started first walking up to me, talking to me. And they're like, do you know them? I said, no, I don't. They know me, because I typically work here. So once it starts, you know, the party is just going. I'm dancing, I'm all over the place. I'm feeling butts, I'm going up skirts. And my family is like, we do not see you act like this. Like, what is going on here? I'm like, that's okay. But they weren't showing it on their faces that they were scared or anything. They were just like, whoa, having a good time, glow sticks, having a great time. So then after, when we go out to the pool area, I said, are you guys having a good time? They're like, what the hell is going on here? I was like, everything, and you love it. And it's okay. So they had an experience. They're not swingers, but they've had an experience there. And they're just like, this is really fun. And it's like you have the option to get into things if you want to. Nobody's walking up to you. The respect level is just so there. It really is just so there.
Yeah, I feel that as well.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that community is very like, you can do it if you want to, and you don't if you don't. And if you want to watch, that's cool. And if you want to join in, that's cool. And it's very laid back and easy.
For sure. And I love it. I don't see myself getting out, but I see myself evolving within, because a lot of my friends, they are very much older. I'm long in the tooth myself, but they are longer in the tooth, and they are living happy lives. They have been married 30 and 40 years. So to me, it's just like, when I see that, to me, I love that. I love that. I've always, when I was a kid, I wanted to live in a house and have a marriage where everybody has the same last name, where everybody is just happy and feeling loved, and there is not this stress or none of that. You know, I grew up in a normal household. We didn't have like above the means. We just had what we needed, you know? So to me, it's just like, I don't want excess, but I just want to evolve. I want to grow. And while I'm doing that, I don't want to miss a moment of anybody's life, my life, my husband's life, our family's life, or anything like that. So it's like, this job does free me up to do anything I want to do. And I love it. I really do.
Yeah, I met your husband. You guys seem very happy and healthy and normal and very cool.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be easy to like detect that he's got a very, you know, weird attitude or something, and he doesn't.
What you said that you think that he would?
It'd be very easy for me to detect that there's some weirdness going on with you guys.
Yeah.
And there isn't.
No.
I can tell you that.
He's really awesome and supportive.
I can kind of intuit that you guys are happy and healthy with each other.
Just when you think that we've done everything in this life, like, I want to be in every category of adult world. I do. So right now, I am a stream artist. I'm a stream made model, or cam girl. I have to make sure I'm saying this correct. A cam girl. Mm-hmm. I do like OnlyFans. I have a community of foot fetish people that fully support. I know it sounds crazy, that fully support me and my feet.
And your feet.
I could live off of my feet, Mark. I could live on my feet.
Yeah, guys are into that, I guess.
Yeah.
Some guys.
Yes. So I have a slew of them, and it's like I'm trying to get and dabble into everything that I want to, that I'm not.
And your husband's attitude is, it's all cool.
It's the same way. The minute that I think that, I'm like, this is good. I like this amount of money. I like this place where we are. He's like, no. We gotta do this. You gotta kick it up, because
so
last year.
He encourages it.
Yeah, he's like, last year.
He doesn't tolerate it, he encourages it.
Yes, he does encourage it. He does. He's like, if you're already out there and people are already judging you, just do whatever it is you wanna do. And typically, people don't judge me. They do initially, and then they say, oh my God, you're a really nice woman. You're a really nice lady. And I'm like, hey, thank you.
Yeah, and Florida seems to be big on this swinger community and the nudist clubs and all that.
That's why I ended up getting a place here. We never, I didn't think we were just gonna move here. We would come and visit and do a lot of parties, and I would get booked here a lot and host here. But once I got here, I said, oh my God, we need to look for a place here.
What are the clubs that you frequent?
Nude Beach, Playa Linda, Secrets, Top Secrets, and what is it? The other.
Caliente.
Paradise.
Oh, Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I've been to Caliente once, and I love it. But I don't feel like I was able to experience it in whole because I was there visiting a friend of mine, and she had like a suite, so I didn't really.
So there's a
explore
bunch of them
out.
here.
Yeah.
We're in Orlando
Yes.
currently, and Tampa and Orlando seem to have a lot of these.
Yes. And also
And they're all a little bit different from each other. It seems.
But the vibe is always the same.
Yeah.
A lot of parties happen privately as well. They have like treehouse parties. I've hosted parties at I'm not gonna say his name. I have a friend who has a mansion in Caliente, and a lot of parties occur at his home. So that's why I say when I go to Caliente, I'm not ever like on the premises and doing stuff like I want to. I'm typically like hosting and contractually obligated to stay wherever I am.
Do you feel like the United States in general is an uptight community, uptight country sexually?
I enjoy being naked. I enjoy my cheeks in the wind, and other people don't like that here, and it's a problem. And
Even here in Florida?
yeah,
Yeah.
well, not so much. I dress exactly how I want. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I dress exactly how I want wherever I go, and nobody says a thing. Maybe they look when I'm not looking, but no one says a thing. But before, as to when I was living elsewhere, no. I've been booked in Idaho before. And I had to do like a burlesque show in Idaho once, and they were like explaining it to me. And I actually met this couple at a nude resort, and he was a concert promoter. And he says to me, "I would like to book you." And I said, "Okay, cool." I said, "You know what I do, correct?" And he's like, "Are you a stripper?" I said, "No, I don't do that." I said, "But but I can dance very well." And so he'd seen a number that I had done on stage, so it was like a burlesque, very ballet type of situation. And he's like, "Could you do that? Not." Scantily dressed. I said, absolutely. So I put together a routine, and I was hiding behind this giant fan, and it was really cool, but I was really nervous about that because I'm in Idaho, and it's very conservative, and it was like, what in the Amish?
So for you,
Thank God I had my hat on when I got there, because I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but they loved it. And they hugged me after. The hugs meant more than the payment, because I was just like, I just want to get out of here. But after, there was like a slow 80s championship clap, but then it just was like,
so for you, it's a business, but it's more importantly, it's a lifestyle.
yeah. If I didn't get paid, I'd still do it.
Yeah.
I'd still do it. But I thank God every day that I am able to be compensated financially for it. But if I didn't, I would still do it. Just because it's just what I want to do. I want to wake up and do what I want to do, you know? And
yeah. So you like, people will get upset that what's her Instagram, what's her cam thing? I don't want to promote. I don't do that.
Don't.
And I don't.
The people that need to know me know me.
I see my viewers give me a hard time for not promoting people's
No. The people
social
that
media
need
and stuff.
to know me know me.
But my viewers need to understand that the whole reason I'm doing this channel, or one of the main reasons I'm doing this channel, is a reaction to my advertising career, which is what advertising is about. It's about promoting. It's about promoting. It's about promoting. And I don't enjoy promoting any longer.
I no longer promote. I don't promote. I just pop up and
yeah, but I love people, and I love people's lifestyles. I love people's personalities, and that's really what I love to show.
Yeah, I'm cool with
but
that.
not promote. Mm-hmm. And my viewers can figure out who you are, and they'll find your cam model channel.
There's someone
they'll find your
this
Instagram
right now, like, oh my God, because this is the first. I don't want to offend you if I say this, okay? This is the first square thing I've ever done. I've done interviews before. I've done other things before, but this is just like any old body could see this interview.
Yeah, your mom.
But I'm sending her the link as soon as she drops it. She's gonna be like, oh my God, that's what the
look, I've learned my viewers are very smart. They're very resourceful, and they'll figure out who you are.
Yeah.
They're not stupid.
My mom is not gonna care.
What does your family feel about this? Or think about
you would think that people would say, I didn't raise you to be a porn star.
Well, your mom was already like this, right?
Yeah, but she didn't raise me to be that way either. But nobody raises anybody to be a police officer. Nobody raises anybody to be a veterinarian.
You are who you are.
You are whatever you just transform into, you know?
But you have sisters, you have brothers, you have...
I am one of 8. And all of my siblings know. My dad knows, my mom knows. And my siblings, they don't ask a lot. I think my mom explains it to them as, your sister, because I'm the older, your sister does whatever she wants. Like that's just the thing, you know, and Whatever they need, I make sure they
At Thanksgiving, they just roll their eyes at you
Ah,
and tolerate it, or they kind of wink and enjoy
no
it.
one cares. They love me.
Yeah.
No one cares.
They love that.
They
love
DM
you.
me. They're texting me. They're like,
You're very lovable.
I love you.
Your
It's
husband's
okay.
a very lucky man. I told him that, but
I don't think anybody's shaming me, but my family,
there's nothing but you to be ashamed about.
no.
I don't think. But I'm sure America will find ways to hate you or love you. They're going to do both. I can see
But
it.
I'm okay with all of this. I'm okay.
I think you're very cool.
Thank you.
Sasha, thank you very much.
De nada. Anytime.
You're amazing.
I try to be.
Thank you.
Can I charge my nails so you can cut off the lights and show them? Because they glow in the dark.
Do you glow in the dark? Sure. Let me turn off the lights. Hold on.
No, wait. You got to charge them up
No, no.
first.
Oh, you got to charge them up.
Uh-huh. And this light is probably...
Oh, there they are.
Follow me on onlyhands.com. I'm just kidding. It doesn't exist. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much for having me, Mark.
Great way to end it.